The software sector is home to some of the most profitable businesses in the world. But today, we are not looking for the best software companies. We are looking for the cheapest ones. So I went to stockinvesting.academy, chose analysis table, filtered it by industry, selected software, and then sorted every company by the valuation gap. That is the difference between the current share price and the intrinsic value we calculate on the platform. And what I found is actually really interesting, because some of these names had brutal drops in recent years. We are talking 50, 60, even 70% below their previous highs. And the market may have gone way too far. Coming in at number 3 is Paycom software. Now, if you are not familiar with Paycom, it is a cloud-based human capital management platform, basically software that handles everything HR related for a company. So the first thing I want to highlight here are the past results. The 10-year total return is a very solid 228%, not bad at all. But the 5-year return, that is minus 71.9%. So this stock has been absolutely crushed in the last 5 years. And the question in such situation is always the same. Is this a fundamental business problem, or is this a valuation correction that went too far? Let's look at the growth, because I think this is where the real story is. Revenue growth over 10 years is 24.7% compound annual growth rate. That is fantastic. Free cash flow growth is 31.3%, and earnings per share growth over 10 years is 36.5%. So this is a business that has been growing incredibly fast for a very long time. And what is super important is that by looking at the graphs at our dashboard, we can see that it was a steady growth. So something we, long-term investors, really like to see. Now, there are a couple of things that are worth paying attention to. Return on invested capital comes in at 9% 10-year median, and we want to see this number above 10%, so it is just slightly below our threshold. On the other hand, net profit margin is averaging 20.5% over the last 5 years. That is solid. And when it comes to debt, well, the payback period is 0. The company has a negative net debt, so basically more cash than debt. Also, let's not forget that Terry Smith owns shares of this company. And if we go to his portfolio, we can see that it makes up around 0.5% of it. So it is not a huge position, but when we look at its history, we see that he owns it since 2018. And in recent years, he's making it bigger and bigger. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. And we also see that insider ownership is at 12.8%, which is great. The people running the business have a lot of skin in the game. Now, let's go to the most important part, valuation. The PE ratio is just 15.5. That's very nice. And on Stock Investing Academy, we calculate the intrinsic value using 3 different scenarios, based on the company's own historical growth, the industry average growth, and the analyst consensus. We then average all 3 of them with a 30% margin of safety. And the average comes out to $198. That means that at the current price of $125, we are looking at a valuation gap of 58%. That is an impressive company at a very interesting price. And everything you just saw me do, you can do yourself. Stock Investing Academy exists to cut through the noise, to take something that feels overwhelming and make it clear. to help you focus on what actually matters when analyzing a company. Free membership gets you started. Premium gives you everything. Over 300 company dashboards, 15 elite investor portfolios, and the valuation tools I use for my own investing. Check it out after this video. In second place is Adyen. Now, Adyen is a Dutch payment company headquartered in Amsterdam. They serve some of the biggest companies in the world. We are talking about major retailers, food and beverage chains, digital platforms, and subscription businesses. The 5-year return is minus 55.9%, and there is no 10-year return available because the company has not been publicly listed for that long. Let's see if this is a real opportunity or is there a problem here? Financial health is where Adyen gets really interesting. Return on invested capital over the 10-year median is 93%. I'm going to say that again. 93%. This is only possible because it operates a single in-house developed end-to-end payment platform that scales with minimal additional capital expenditure. That is exceptional capital efficiency. Very few businesses in the world can claim something like that. Net profit margin is also very impressive at 37.5% over the last 5 years. So this is a highly profitable business. The one small negative here is that the share count has increased by 2.6% in the last 5 years. So shareholders are being slightly diluted, not dramatically, but it's worth noting. And debt? Zero. No meaningful debt and plenty of cash. Revenue has grown at 21.3% annually over 10 years. Free cash flow at 21.6% and earnings per share at 41.6%. So the growth is really strong across all three metrics. Now let's talk about the valuation. P/E ratio is 26.5. That is not low, but reasonable and still reflects the quality of this business. Our average fair value calculation with the 30% margin of safety comes in at $17. That is a 66.5% gap from the current price at around $10. And that is what puts Adyen in second place on our list today. And in first place is Epam Systems. This company, in simple terms, helps businesses build and manage complex software systems. And they also offer consulting, AI development, robotics, and so on. Ukraine has historically been a major hub for their engineering talent. When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, they had to rapidly relocate thousands of employees, restructure operations, and absorb enormous uncertainty. The stock collapsed, and it has never really recovered. The 5-year return is minus 61.7%, and even the 10-year return is only 73.1%, which for a technology company over a decade is not impressive at all. But let's look at the business itself. Return on invested capital over the 10-year median is 22.3%, so the management has been allocating capital efficiently. Net profit margin is 8.9% over the last 5 years. Well, that's not exceptional. Share count is down 3.7% in the last 5 years. That is nice, and no debt. It's not great, but financial score of 2.0 is really good. Now, when it comes to growth, it is even better. Revenue 20.5%, free cash flow 26.5%, and earnings per share 15.3%. So even including the enormous disruption of 2022, this company has delivered double-digit growth across the board over a decade. That is actually remarkable given what they went through. Now, let's take a look at the valuation. All scenarios are green. No matter if we believe that they will continue to grow at the pace they did in the last 10 years, or listen to analysts, or even if they will just get the industry average growth. It all looks like a bargain. Our average fair value with the 30% margin of safety is $271. Current price is $137, so that is a gap of 97.8%. These are striking numbers, and they reflect a business with a strong growth track record, solid capital returns, no debt, and a very intriguing price.